Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Capitalize Your Best podcast, where we help you capitalize on what you do best to grow your revenue. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting, and we come to you every single Wednesday offering you practical marketing and business advice and strategies. Welcome back, friends. This show is part of the Capitalize Your Best podcast network. On Mondays, we have the This Is Going to Hurt podcast, which is going to make a better you. On Tuesday, we have the newly relaunched Coach Training Partners podcast, which is going to help you grow and create coaching programs. We have the show on Wednesday. And then on Fridays, we have the You're Entitled to Your Opinion podcast, which is just a lot of fun with movies, books, and TV show reviews. But I want to do something special here. This week, we have one of our October Capitalized Marketing Labs. The Capitalized Marketing Lab is the fourth Tuesday of every single month, rain or shine. And we take practical approaches where in the first hour, we teach a marketing concept. In the second hour, we help the attendees actually implement those things that we taught. So I thought what I would do is I would give you a preview of what the marketing lab looks like. And then that way you can put the Capitalized Marketing Lab on your calendar for the fourth Tuesday of every single month. And we have hold that, at the Out of the Box conference room in Fredericksburg, 1201 Ashford Circle, 2 to 4 every week. Now, I'll put all those notes in the show notes here for you. But what I want to do is I want to walk you through the slides of this week's marketing lab to give you an idea of what it looks like to maybe entice you to come back. So if you're just listening to this, I'll do my best to describe what's going on, but I am offering a slideshow in this. So on Spotify, you can watch it, and on YouTube, you can watch it. So head on over to the Gordon Duncan YouTube, follow it there, and we will be providing content for you there. So without further delay, let me bring up my slideshow here and share this with you. So in this, we do a presentation every single marketing lab, and it gives a chance for some visual cues. And so we're just going to hop in. So this is about creating your own opportunities. So often we are sitting around and we're waiting for the phone to ring, or we're waiting for a text, or waiting for an email. We're hoping that clients and potential clients respond to us. But that's not a way to grow a business. A way to grow a business is to create your own opportunities so that while you're out there, what's going to happen is you are finding the business, you're seeking them out. And that way, when people reach out to you, it's because you've already interacted with them, but you're not just waiting and hoping, because waiting and hoping is not a plan. It's not a strategy. So I'll give you an example. Just this week, I got a form submission on our website from two potential clients who wanted me to offer a proposal for services. And when I got on the call with them, they said that I was at a broker's open 6 months ago. And it's funny, I remember that broker's open. I provided lunch for about 25 people, laid out a couple $100, spoke for 20 minutes, and you never know what's going to happen with it. But they had a distinct impression of me from that event. And they were not investing in marketing or marketing training at that time, and now they are. So then I had an opportunity to sit down with her and her business partner and put together an actual proposal of services. So I'm not waiting for those calls to come in. I'm actively every day emailing, texting, calling, doing marketing, but I'm creating my own opportunities so that those folks remember me. And her text specifically said, "You made quite an impression, and I wanted to talk to you about that." So now we'll have to see. I put my proposal together, send it out. That's what I'm talking about, because waiting is not a strategy. We got to be actively creating our own opportunities, and I want to teach you how to do that. So going on ahead, what I want you to do, first of all, is to make a decision to take control and take charge of your business. The slide here is one of my favorite photos. It's me at the end of the Boston Marathon. But the Boston Marathon was my goal from the day that I started running. And it was 2009. I was 39 years old. And I said, I'm going to run a marathon and I'm going to qualify for Boston. And I didn't know what any of those things really entailed. It took me 17 marathons to finally qualify for Boston. And then in 2021, I finally ran it. I've qualified for Boston 4 times now. I've been able to run it once, and I'm running a marathon even this weekend, once again, to try. But the whole point is I made a decision and I took control and take charge. I went running the very first time I went running back in 2009. I came back, I had run 3 miles, and I told Amy, I'm going to run a marathon and I'm going to run the Boston Marathon. And I didn't realize that I was going to be on, a 16-year journey where running helped define my life and who I was. And I made a decision on that day that I was not going to turn back on. That was going to be what I was going to do and who I was going to become. Now, along the way, I suffered injuries. I went through my battle with epilepsy, which set me back several years, medicine battles, all the things that go with it. But I decided on that day, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be who I become, and nothing else got in the way of that. There have been peaks and valleys along the way, but my goal was to get into the Boston Marathon. This upcoming marathon this weekend will be my 30th marathon, but it took me 17 to qualify for Boston, and in 2021, I finally ran it. That's the kind of decision making and taking control and take charge I want you to have for your business. You can't say, I'm going to create a business and people are going to want to do business with me. No one wants to do business with you. They've got to get to know you. They've got to know your product and your service. And you have to make a decision and take control and take charge that you're going to do every single thing possible for it to succeed. You have to have a maniacal approach, an obsessive approach to growing your business. That means you're going to do every single thing marketing wise that you can for it to grow. You're going to do everything sales wise you can. You're going to be the best in customer service. You're going to create a business. You're going to put yourself with good people. You have to have a maniacal decision to take control and take charge of your business. Because if you're waiting for clients, you're not in control. You're not in charge. You've got to create so much action and so much movement that what you do puts you in control of your business. Because again, waiting is not a strategy. It's not taking control. And in this lab, we're going to walk through a couple of ways in which when you make that decision, you got to let everybody know around you, hey, things are going to change. This is what I'm going to do. It's like a decision to get in shape or to eat different or to exercise or to get a degree, whatever the case may be. You have to tell people, this is what I'm doing. It's not going to change. This is who I am now. And then you got to do it. Now, my encouragement to you as a business owner is tell the people around you, the people who are going to be most affected by this. And then don't tell anyone else. Just go run your business. Don't declare on social media, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. No, go do it. And we're going to talk about the things you need to do. But you have to make a decision that's going to change your life. That every single thing else is going to be affected by this thing. And you're going to grow your business. And if you take control and you take charge of your business, then you have a chance for success. But if you don't make a definitive decision, as Napoleon Hill, if you don't have a definitive purpose, you're going to be distracted. You're going to quit. You're going to fall aside. People are going to be like, what was that thing you were working on? And you got to say, well, it just didn't work out, or I got sick, or whatever. No, you got to make a maniacal decision, a definitive purpose. That's the first thing you've got to do. It's going to be something that changes your life. Here's how we're going to do that, okay? So going forward, what I want for you is to be everywhere, but also be strategic. It's two different things. I want you to be everywhere, but also be strategic. If you're going to take control and create opportunities in your marketing, you have got to be everywhere. If you say, well, I only want to be on one platform, great. If you're only going to be on Facebook, be everywhere on Facebook. But if you're going to be on a bunch of platforms, be everywhere on those platforms. If you're going to go to networking, you've got to be ubiquitous, but you got to be strategic. So let me explain this a little bit. There's two pictures here. The photo above is a photo of me at a recent event. This is a Fredericksburg Area Builders Association, and it's not a great photo of me. I'm actually kind of clueless looking in there, but I didn't take this photo. Someone else took a photo of the crowd, and I'm there. Now, when we got started at Capitalize, I've been marketing for years. I've been doing it for years. But no one knew who I was locally. Great, I had done some great things in North Carolina, but no one knew who I was. So when I formed Capitalize back in 2018, first thing I did is I joined the Chamber of Commerce. At that time, it was really work for me. It was strategic. And they had these things called lead shares, which met twice a month. And they were gatherings of leaders, and you give business to one another. And they said, well, we want to have one here at the chamber office, but we don't have one yet. So we've got one that we'll put you in one of the other ones. And I said, well, can I just start the new one at the chamber? I'll take over the organization and I lead it. And they're like, yes. And so I did for 3 years. I did that lead share twice a month for 3 years. And then every single ribbon cutting that I could go to, every single chamber event I could go to, I went. In that first year, I went to 100 separate Chamber of Commerce events. I loved going ribbon cutting because people were happy and joyous. They were great to meet you. They hand out a card and they're beginning of businesses. It's great for marketing. Now, I joined FABA. I joined 212. Now, at some point in time, you have to recognize I don't want to network myself into bankruptcy. So then after being everywhere, I've become strategic. I've tried out all the organizations. Okay. I've done FABA. I've done Chamber of Commerce. I've done 212. Now, which ones are actually moving the needle for my business? Well, then I need to go all in on that. So presently, I lead what's called 212, which is a referral network. We meet 4 days a week. I'm the vice chair of a group. I've been part of 4 different groups. And I'm there every Thursday at 9 a.m. And that's been fantastic for the business. I'm still a member of FABA. I don't go to everything at FABA, but I go to it when it seems to be strategic. And I want people to know who I am. I want people to expect to see me. I want people to miss me when I'm not there. But I don't want to just go things to go to things. If I see the same people over and over and over again, I'm just socializing. So it's important for me to connect with people who are there, but also be around people who are new that I can get to know, that I can serve, help their businesses, but also they might be potential businesses to me. Now, over on the marketing side, there's an image here, if you're not watching this, of a calendar. It's a 1-week calendar full of just scribble. And this is the way that I like to keep track of my posting schedule from me. So with this, we have, I think personally, what is this? We have like 12 to 15 different pages on 6 different platforms that we manage for Capitalize. This is not my personal marketing. This is all business marketing. And then what you see in there is 7-day-a-week calendar and 5 pieces of content for each one of those pages. And so I schedule that out long-term for the week and the month. And I like to keep track of it this way. There's lots of digital trackers, and I let the Meta platform, and I use Go High Level. I know they do the scheduling, but I like to keep track of it this way. It's just my rhythm. It's my system. What this allows for me to do is on my Facebook page for Capitalize, there's a minimum of 4 pieces of content a day. On TikTok, 4 pieces of content a day. LinkedIn, and what I do is and not everyone gets the same pieces of content. That would just be repetitive. But depending upon the content and the audience and the platform, I customize that so that we start every week with a minimum of 250 pieces of content per week. And then I create content on top of that for my personal pages and more. My point being is people don't know who you are. Your biggest problem is not your competitor. Your biggest problem is anonymity. No one knows who you are. And so if you want to create your own opportunities, you've got to be strategic. You got to be ubiquitous everywhere. And people go, oh, people are going to get tired of seeing that all along. I wish, but the algorithm doesn't work that way. People aren't tired of seeing your content. They don't know who you are, and you've got to create it. And you might go, well, Gordon, people do know who I am. Then you need new people. You got to have new audiences out there. So my encouragement to you is be everywhere, but also be strategic. Next, I want you to line your offer up with a target client profile. What you see here is a picture of our online university called Capitalize Your Best. And in our online university, we help our clients go through goal setting, help them distinguish what is unique about them in the marketplace. We create a target client profile, who their client is, what they need, what happens when it's met, when it's not met. Then we help them create content to meet that need online and then show them how to create a lead system, right? That's our Capitalize Your Best system. I do that because it's lined up with my clients come to me and they're like, I need more clients. And I'm like, well, we're going to help you get more clients. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to help you do it. And then we're going to support you as an agency. I line up my offer with my clients' needs. You don't have to create an online university. If you want, reach out to me. I'll help you create one. But that's what's got to happen for you. For example, if you're a realtor, what's distinct about you? And then who are you best equipped to serve? I was just speaking to some agents up in Northern Virginia, and they've got 1,000 homes sold between the 2 of them, from $2 to $4 million. I mean, they just have crushed the homes here. They market to high-end clients. They'll get the smaller houses, they will, but they market to high-end clients because that's their track record. That's who they are. That's who they are as people. They're international travelers. They've got success. Now I'm helping them line up their offer, who they are, with their target client. And when who you are convinces who you serve that you can solve their problem, you're going to gain a client. So it's really important for you. If you want to create opportunities, let people know how you can serve them. Let them know what problem you can solve. And when you're doing that in your marketing and your one-on-ones, letting them know what problem you can solve, you're going to gain clients. You will be in control of your sales cycle, not the other way around. Okay? All right, going forward, you got to feed your brain. You absolutely have to feed your brain. You have to get better every single day. If you are not a reader, I understand, then there's audiobooks. Spotify gives you, I think it is 15 hours of audiobook content free with your membership. And then also many of the books can just be found streaming anyway, whether you are a Spotify member or not. I give an example here. These are the 5 major books of Robert Greene, and I've endeavored over the next 16 months to read them. These are giant 500-page books. We got the 48 Laws of Power, Laws of Human Nature, the Laws of Seduction, Mastery, 33 Strategies of War. These aren't necessarily business books, but they're books that are making me better. Now, along the way, there's podcasts that I listen to. I have coaching that I'm part of. My brain is constantly feeding because I have to get better. And I've got to stay on top of what's happening in marketing so that then I can help my clients with their marketing because algorithms change, new things come out. OpenAI is releasing things so quickly, it's barely able for anyone to keep up. And then you've got Grok, which is the new X AI platform, which is transformative. And then you've got the new algorithm over on TikTok. Then you got the Creator Rewards program. And then you got people sleeping on LinkedIn. You got to educate them about that. So for me, I got to stay on top of that. The Robert Greene work here is making me a better person and a better business person. And then simultaneously, I'm also taking in the content to become better at being a business owner and then serving my clients. You've got to do this. You've got to invest in coaching. You've got to invest in learning. You can't say, well, I'm just not a really good reader. Fine. Find an alternative. Go about it some other way, but do not give up on this. If you aren't getting better, someone else in your field is. If you're not getting better, your client is getting better without you. You've got to get better every single day, 1% better every day. You got to get better physically, mentally, spiritually, relationally, financially. You've got to do that because things are so volatile in the business community that if you aren't bettering yourself, you are falling behind. And my encouragement to you is you've got to feed your brain. If you're feeding your brain, and more importantly, putting into action the things that you're learning, you have a greater chance of creating opportunities for your business. We offer a ton of programs along that line and Capitalize Your Best. We have 6, 12-month programs. We even have 2-week programs that help people out if they just want to give things a try. We train you in your marketing. We train you in your business. We've got 20 plus years of consulting work. We've got 26 years in the business realm. I've been a teacher since 1993. These are the services we offer. So if you're interested in learning more, just reach out and let me know. Now, friends, I'm going to stop here in terms of the presentation and go back to the podcast. What we do is I will take the first hour of the Capitalized Marketing Lab and go through this material that I just went into briefly. Then in the second hour, we're going to actually help people put these things into place. And so the Capitalized Marketing Lab is a workshop, first half seminar, second half workshop, where we help people actually create content. We actually help you actually create strategies. It's practical. It's limited to 6 or 8 people. And we offer it the 4th Tuesday of every single month from 2 to 4 here in Fredericksburg. So this is a taste of what the Capitalized Marketing Lab is like. I'd love you to put it on the calendar. We have not announced next month's topic yet, but we will. And it'll be on all the socials. Check me out on my personal pages and all the Capitalized Marketing pages. So friends, I hope you've enjoyed this more extensive deep dive. There's a more extensive preview, of the Capitalized Marketing Lab. I'd love to see you there. And please reach out. We would love to help you with our services. We offer everything from free to fee, and we would love to help you in some way. So friends, thanks so much. We will talk to you again soon. See you next Wednesday.